Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Yami of the Reborn Faith Project, and I am here today to talk about the new destruction tree that Blizzard came up with in patch 4.0.0.1. So, today we're here in Darnassus with a heroic training dummy and his friends, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the new talent trees that they've made. Affliction gets unstable affliction and such as always. I'm not going to talk a lot about that since I got no clue of what I'm doing. And Demonologists as well, I got really no clue. Besides that, they get the Felguard at level 10, which is pretty overpowered if you ask me. But I'm not going to talk about that either. I'm going to talk about the Destruction Tree, which I love more than anything. I get Conflagrate as always, which does the same as I did before, so no big changes there. I get Cataclysm, which increases my fire spell damage done by 25%, pretty neat. And my Mastery Fury Apocalypse, which increases my fire spell damage by 16% and another 1.25% for each mastery point. So, let's take a look at the Spellbook. They have re-customized the Spellbook, so it looks a bit more easier to overview, to be honest. They haven't really made lots of changes. The only change that I actually like is the Bane of Havoc. For example, if I Bane of Havoc this target and start DPSing the heroic training dummy, the other dummy that I used Bane of Havoc on gets 15% of the damage that I deal to the heroic training dummy, meaning more AoE and less Rain of Fire. But all in all, we have the Cataclysm passive buff that I can't do anything about, and yeah, we have Soulfire and Incinerate and all the other spells that we had before patch 4. Our spellstones and such has been removed, and you can see that I learn Fell Flame at level 81, which is also pretty awesome to know. But beside that, I'm going to show you... oh crap, that was Deathwing roaring again. Maybe it's taking a crap or something. Well, anyway, I'm going to show you how to do some DPS rotations or something like that. I'm just going to start with buff up with Flask and Fell Armor, and we have also gotten a new ability which is called Soul Harvest. It reminds me a lot of the Mage's Evocation, just that we gain health and soul shards from this ability instead. As you can see, it's pretty mage looking, so yeah. And they had also removed the soul shard system and put 3 soul shards onto my portrait instead. And we have the new Summon Demon tab, which I just click and then I can summon any demon that I want. Or at least those I've learned. There's also the new Soul Burn ability, which is here. And oh yeah, when you have your imp out or something like that as destruction, you can also summon an Infernal or a Doom Guard to help you DPS some more, without removing the imp though. Okay, I'm going to activate the Soul Burn, and now you can see that my Soulfire, my Searing Pain, and my Demonic Circle teleport just popped up, but it also affects my summoning, which in this case lets me summon any minion that I want with no cast time. So I just banned the expert training dummy, and now we're going to try to do some DPS. And for the herbalists, Lifeblood has been powered up. It now increases your haste rating for 240, which is pretty neat, but only for 20 seconds, so yeah, it's better than nothing, to be honest. So herbalists, go rock. I'm just going to cast this target, and then we're going to do some DPS. First I cast Immolate, then Conflagrate. If my Immolate want to hit, there we go, Conflagrate. A little Soulfire because it's instant, and Incinerate, Chaos Bolt, Corruption, Incinerate, Conflagrate, and Soulfire, and just keep using Soulfire every time the proc is there, since you don't need soul shots to fire it off anymore. So that is actually one heck of a change that they made, and I personally love it because it makes DPSing so much easier that you don't have to focus on gathering soul shots in the middle of a fight. As you can see, when I hit the soul burst again, my soulfire becomes instant, and yeah, if I don't want to wait for the proc, I can always do it like this. So, talking about the new talents, I have gotten a little bit into the Demonologists as well, since it decreases my Imp's Firebolt cast time with 0.75 seconds, which is pretty neat because I need the proc a lot, as you can see. That's about it for the Warlock changes, really. Not much have changed beside the new abilities and the new soul shot system. So all of you Warlocks who hadn't had the chance to buy a new back yet, as I hadn't of yesterday, please do so, because you'll actually need it. And I can't do anything well with soul drain on this target, obviously. I could do that before the patch, but I think they removed it, so I'm just going to tell you this is a waste, so don't do it. So I'm just going to stop DPS and going to use Soul Harvest, so I gain new soul shots, as you can see. So for the full channeling of this spell, I get 3 soul shots and some health. And then I can start DPS again. Of course you can't use the Soul Harvest ability in combat, unfortunately, but it could have been rather awesome if you could. And this is what I was talking about with the Infernal. You can summon it and your imp is still there. So you don't have to sacrifice the imp for some weird stone freak who's only going to be there for about 45 seconds. Yeah, this is about it for the Warlock rotation that I use. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. And have a nice Monday.